Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowl Central. Summer is officially here. It's hot. I'm sweaty right now. My house is really hot. That's a wonderful image for you, Sweaty Jeff Bowles. Hi, my name is Sweaty Jeff Bowles, and I'm here to review Rage 2. Even though it's kind of the dead season of video games, more or less, this is a pretty cool new game. I didn't play a whole lot of the original Rage, but I kind of don't think that matters because this is kind of a beast unto itself. Definitely a 2019 update. It's got this beautiful open world and this great first-person action. Like if you look here, like driving around in this cool car, taking out convoys. Lots and lots of good stuff. The story is kind of, it's not so bad. It's not anything more or less than what you find in any other first-person shooter. There's a lot of good content in it, so it'll kind of keep you going for a while. A lot of cool fights, like this is, what was his name? Jumbo, I think it was. He's like the the giant troll of the mayor of one of the cities. What's great about this game is the basic combat. This is developed by Bethesda and Id, the creators of the first-person shooter and Doom, and I gotta say, the actual combat, the moment-to-moment, point-to-point, shoot, is sort of reminiscent of Doom, especially the newer Doom that came out a few years ago. Moment-to-moment, it's one of the more enjoyable experiences you'll have as a first-person shooter, primarily because there's these things called arcs that you discover. They're kind of like big giant techno egg things, and you get inside them, and each arc will either give you a new weapon or a new power, and based on what you get, it completely changes the character of the game and the way you play. Another major aspect is the driving, and the driving is good. It's not as intuitive and it's not as smooth as I was hoping, considering that it is a large part of the game. You are going to spend a lot of time driving. And that's kind of another thing, like, you're spending a lot of time driving, but this beautiful open world, which is beautiful, I have to say, it's a really, really cool looking world with a lot of different types of atmospheres. Regions are very different from one to another, but it's kind of empty-ish. You know what I mean? Like, it's not nearly as populated as it should be, considering how large it is. Not a whole lot of wildlife. There's some. Not a whole lot of other things going down. And you kind of compare it to some of the other stuff that's out there, where a big open world does have a lot going on. But there is lots to do. I will say that it's repetitive a bit. Especially early on in the game, the things you'll be doing, the different types of missions, it really doesn't vary too much from show up, kill all the guys, get the objective, leave. But that's kind of okay, because, like I said, the actual combat, the first-person action is great. Here we have one of the cities. There's a few. And you have all these NPCs. Graphically, it's a pretty good looking game. The NPCs are a little stilted. The side missions are kind of not so much side missions as, treasure hunts, that kind of thing, or getting revenge for one thing or another. I will say that the explosions are really cool. Like, watch some of these explosions. These explosive effects are like very dynamic. And the ways that you can kill enemies are very dynamic. Like, once you have a full set of powers, or a pretty good roster of powers that you like to use, you're jumping around, you're using a force push, you're hitting dudes. Lots of cool, fun atmosphere. Lots of random comedy and kind of in-your-face weirdness, which has kind of become in style ever since, like, Borderlands, basically. But it's funny, it's off the wall. This game really does have quite a bit going for it. And, when you actually get a shot on someone and kill them, there's this delightful noise that it makes, kind of like a melon popping, right? like Gallagher smashing a lemon. And there's a over your aiming reticle. There's like a little skull that shows up, so it's always really, really satisfying. And you know, you kind of would hope for something like that from the guys who made Doom, who invented the first-person shooter. It's probably the most satisfying time you'll have, just moment to moment, hopping around. You know, there's incentive to not hold a position and take cover, rather jumping from one enemy to another. And when you kill an enemy, they drop little bits of health, so you're really incentivized to keep it moving, keep it fluid, keep it fast. It's one of those things where, like, gunplay is kind of more of a art form than just static point to point, get behind the cover, shoot the guy, whatever. So, Jeff Bowl Central likey Rage 2. It's a lot of fun. It's a good game. And so I think that Jeff Bowl Central is going to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Would have almost been a 9, I think. But again, it's sort of limited by repetition. There's a few things that bring it down from a 9. That and the open world is just not very populated. There's not a whole lot of stuff going on. It's not like Far Cry, where you know you get out in the open world and there's just always something weird or crazy happening. Something unexpected just comes out of nowhere. I kind of wish it was more like that. I wish they'd done a bit more to nail an open world feel that's zany and cool as everything else in the game. But that's it. Being said, Rage 2, really good game. You should check it out. That's all for me. That's all for Jeff Bowl Central. It's hot in here. I'm gonna turn the fucking AC back on. Haha. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Buy this book here, Brave New Multiverse, a collection. This is my book. It's a good book. It's got like screenplay and short stories kind of combined in a fun, interesting way. Science fiction, fantasy, horror, humorous, dark, weird, adult. If you buy this book, you get a free cookie. That's not true. I have no cookies. It's on Amazon!